Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
The Outer Worlds is kind of a dream game for me. As someone who has long loved the Mass Effect and Fallout series, The Outer Worlds is the game that brings together key elements of both franchises. That's a big deal to me. At a time when BioWare and Bethesda are both burning bridges with their fan bases by destroying their biggest franchises by moving away from what made them great, The Outer Worlds comes along to satisfy the void left by those franchises' more recent failings. In many ways, The Outer Worlds feels like a throwback to the kind of game that just doesn't get made anymore. Developer Obsidian Entertainment is well known for having made Fallout New Vegas, which is to this day considered by many to be the best of the Fallout games, and The Outer Worlds looks and feels very similar to Fallout New Vegas. From the textures to character models and the way they move to the dialogue system and the way the camera zooms in on a character's face while you're talking to them, this looks like Fallout in space. And also like the Fallout franchise, combat is somewhat similarly janky, which is to say it isn't bad, but it's certainly not as fluid and snappy as something like Destiny or Call of Duty. But they make up for it with interesting mechanics like the tactical time dilation, a time slowdown mechanic that most compare to Fallout's VATS system. But consider how similar the game is to Mass Effect as well. There's a whole galaxy map, and instead of a massive open world, you go to smaller little explorable areas on multiple planets, and there to help you is your ship's AI, not Edie, it's Ada.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
In between missions, you may even go around your ship to have conversations with your crew.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain?
And as you get to know them, they'll have companion quest lines to play through. There's even a space station that feels like a cross between the Citadel and Omega.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Where you can interact with a lot of people. Your captain's quarters even houses little reminders of the good deeds you've done on the worlds you've visited. Then there's the companion select screen because you can explore alone or with two companions, and you can give commands to them, much like in Mass Effect, to go here, target this enemy, or use a character-specific special attack.
Yeah, sure thing.
But while I'm comparing it to Mass Effect, I should say, no, you're not meeting alien species. This is just a series of human colonies where other human and AI robots live and work. You're working for several different factions, and you gain or lose rep with them as you make choices throughout the game. So if I had to describe the game in a simple way to convey what it most resembles, I'd say it's Mass Effect meets Fallout by way of Firefly, because the devs themselves have mentioned Firefly and HBO's hit show Deadwood as inspirations for the story and state of the universe. And the Western Frontier vibe is unmistakable. And speaking of Firefly, Parvati is a quirky, likable engineer with a personality that reminds me quite a bit of Kaylee.
I abso-surely can. I'm a passing fair mechanic. Even Mr. Thompson would have said it's my only skill.
And one of your possible crewmates is a religious man in search of a book, like Shepherd Book.
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts.
But there are other unique characters to add to your crew as well. There's a funny robot who's a bit more Codsworth than Legion.
Issuing sanitation ticket. Error! Refill printer paper. Thank you. Customer, this area is utterly filthy.
However, I ran into a glitch that prevented me from adding a certain hard-drinking hunter to my party.
Ah, the charmer! Welcome back. Drink, chat, or business? All of the above?
The side quest that was supposed to pop up in order to get her to join my party never went into my quest log for some reason. Hopefully Obsidian sorts out that bug, and maybe that'll just be something for another playthrough for me. But anyway, I like that your choices seem to matter. You have the freedom to either purposely or accidentally botch missions by killing everyone, including the quest giver, if that's how you want to play the game. Yes, you have the freedom to kill everyone in the game. And while there's no karma system, you're not earning Renegade or Paragon points, but your companions may not like it if you make certain choices, and the factions in the game may turn hostile towards you if you do enough things they don't like.
Are you out of your mind? What was that? What, did Clyde look at you funny and you just opened fire? You just killed the guy. Please tell me you've got some half-decent reason for doing what you did.
There's no new game plus, but the game has strong replayability for the same reasons Mass Effect and Fallout games have strong replayability. You may make different choices or spec your character out in a different way so you can approach situations in different ways. And one of the important things to remember is that Microsoft bought Obsidian, and ever since Obsidian has been very open about the fact that they want to make a second Outer Worlds game. The obvious and most hopeful way to take this news is to make the comparison between the jump in quality from Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2 following commercial success and a bigger budget for the second game. So my hope is The Outer Worlds 2 sees a similar jump in quality. But speaking of Mass Effect, The Outer Worlds is everything I hoped Mass Effect Andromeda would be. It casts you as a colonist recently awoken from cryosleep with little memory of who you are, and you're then sent on a planet-hopping adventure full of unique characters and situations whose solutions may be morally gray at best. And you'll have plenty of approaches to solving your problems, whether it's talking your way out or shooting your way out. You can stealth your way in, hack and lockpick your way through things, or you can head to a workbench, throw some mods on your weapon, and power your way through every situation. And this new frontier is beautiful to look at as well. Where the Fallout series art style was clearly inspired by retro-futuristic art of the 50s and 60s, but applied to a post-apocalyptic wasteland, The Outer Worlds is free to let you roam around and retro-futurist paintings come to life. The art style is stunning, the skyboxes are spectacular. I can't tell you how many times I just stopped to enjoy the view. I'm enjoying The Outer Worlds immensely, and I can't wait to jump back in and find out where the central storyline is going. I can't recommend it highly enough. I'm already comfortable with calling it one of my top 5 games of the year, and I can definitely see myself coming back for another playthrough in the near future. I've been playing the game on PC, but it's also out on PS4 and Xbox One, with a Nintendo Switch release planned for sometime in 2020. If you've been playing The Outer Worlds, let me know how you're liking it in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one.